Hello, and welcome in. My name is Eli. I am your Oracle as we here at Mayday begin to embark on our new live stream series, Heroes of the Doom, an Inevitable Tale. Heroes of the Doom is coming from Soul Muppet Publishing, a Arthurian Western set to explore heroes who set out to face an inevitable and impossible event known as a doom. What that doom is hard to say. We will have to find that as our narrative progresses. These are solo sessions, an opportunity to meet members of our cadre, get to know them in earlier years when maybe prophecy was beginning and our future set in stone. This is an opportunity also for our players to have a moment to get to look at a very unique system in which we set up this narrative collectively as one unit, telling stories with the freedom of not having to worry about things like perception checks and skill checks. We work together to find something that is narratively satisfying. So you will also get an opportunity to work through those new horizons with members of Mayday here today. Our sessions here are also under the guidance of safety tools, as this, as always, is a mature show centric around tragedy, failure, and violence and other adult themes. So, as always, please be sure to take care of yourself and know that our team is under the safety and guidance of safety tools, and X card can be employed at any time. So with that, let us begin. Blessed is the Shadowjack, for they know a truth. This world is made of light, but all light casts shadow, and the world would seem content to make you its shade. But you know a truth. All things cast a shade. This kingdom is made up of honor. And you will see it in the glint and and the shine of errant knights, protectors of the realm, those who will be remembered in song. But you are not one for song, Shadowjack. You are one for shadows. You are one who maintains whispers, and sometimes the realm needs whispers when facing doom. When our story begins, it begins in the remnants of the city, where one might wait and prepare oneself for the journey and the task ahead. Cloudburst, please describe your character, and where does one find one at the beginning of their journey and beginning of their task given down by kings?
Well, I will say they start the same place as all good adventures start, in the bathroom mirror. They are about 40 minutes into their daily routine. They have short cut, mostly salt, but a little pepper hair. They have one eye that is dark brown and one that is usually dark brown, but it honestly depends what the day calls for. They wear a dress shirt that's a little too tailored. It almost seems like it might be a part of an old uniform. And some standard, like, work grade, like Carhartts or like Levi's jeans. Not sponsored.
Dress up, staring at the mirror, at your reflection as you're getting ready. Probably on the end of the sink or not close by, a letter of correspondence, one that just simply says, the Lumia, 8 o'clock, the Witches of Dread. You would know the Lumia as a member who enjoys the fine arts, a opera house here in the city of Myth, one where many voices can sing out and tell stories. And perhaps you have had an opportunity to sit in the booths or seats amongst that to see fine song and story told. But you... what do you do as 8 starts to roll in, the sun well set into the west, and it's time to do the work you were tasked to?
They take the note, make sure to roll it up very, very tightly, and tuck it into their shirt pocket. And then they try to disappear even from their own house as quietly as possible. And just start almost like gliding and dancing through the streets, trying to be several other forgettable people on the way to the opera house.
And the streets are full. The sun set and work done for the day, and people begin to find their wells and their pits to enjoy a well-deserved rest full of revelries and even a vice or two, depending on what alleyway you find your way down. But the city is alive. It has its own song to it, and you know the cadence for it. You are able to weave through the ebb and the flow in a way that still shows presence, that you are here, you are stamping the grounds of the city, but in a way that people don't seem to notice you at the same time. And even if you make the occasional eye contact with a person or two, you'll watch those eyes just eventually drift away. You know how to make yourself both seen and unseen. And that is why you are so valuable when war is just on the horizon. And this is the time for Spies. But as you continue to maneuver, moving into the higher crust of the city, where the streets are no longer as dirty as they could be, there are street lamps that illuminate, that cast these nice little soft glows, where people wear finer silks, and the atmosphere is one where noses are held high and the air seems a little extra sweet because it can be afforded to. And you maneuver down the way until you eventually see people slowly congregating dressed for the opera. And just on the horizon, this very large, spacious theater that sits here. One made with these beautiful marble-like pillars that kind of usher people up staircases to big wooden doors. And and members of the staff slowly taking tickets for people to come for opening night. You'll see performers as well littering the stages, some dressed like witches who are running around, startling members just to kind of add that little sensation and thrill. Fire dancers who are twirling batons of flame or spitting fire from their mouths just to add to the continuous of the ambiance. And you are able to kind of slow down here to take in this outer scene. But you don't recall the letter you were given possessing a ticket. After all, you are not here for the theater.
And honestly, at this point, this part makes the most sense out of anything else in the night. Here we have a beautiful distraction. We have several types of working people that he can choose to embody. This is a buffet to Cloudburst. He's seeing the fire dancers and is like, well, I didn't bring anything flammable today, so probably not those. He's seeing the people checking tickets. I don't have that exact color of shirt, so maybe that's going to be a little harder. But I do see in this mess of funneling into the front door that there is always a little corner that people ignore because everyone that works there has already taken it. And they are looking for the rear entrance, the service entrance.
Easy enough to find the service entrance. You are one who looks for doors away from prying eyes. Everybody has secrets, even from the wealthiest of people all the way down to those in the gutters. And you know how to navigate those secret spaces. And it's easy enough for you to take those meandering steps just to the side because it's so crowded here. Again, eyes are everywhere and might brush across of you, but you hold yourself with enough confidence as you maneuver here where someone can look away from your presence and don't find you outputting as you move through the side here, and the people grow scarce, and that when you move to the back side here, there are the crowds have kind of dissipated and dispersed, and you can find what looks to be a service door. And you're between the beats here. Doesn't seem that anybody has an opportunity to catch you if you move swift enough to open that door and slip in.
Excellent. They do. They slip right on in and immediately grab something to walk with purpose. They're trying to get a feel of what backstage looks like, but it's mostly just dutifully walking around the perimeter.
It's opening night, which means that everyone in the back is just rushing. People, those last lingering things that you thought you got off checklist is not quite done. People are hemming skirts that got accidentally ripped just in the last final moments, and you see seamstresses trying to do stuff. You see prop masters moving large pieces to make sure that they're on the right side. The double checking of lanterns that have color shades over it to make sure that the right ones are set for the opening. People peeking across curtains to see the slow filling of seats. Actors just warming up for the day, and those who are singing in the choruses, trying to make sure that their harmonies are locked in, and easy enough for you just to pick up the nearest thing, what looks to be a prop for like a stage horse. So he's like just a giant stick with a big horse head on the top of it, and you're just parading it like a procession through the halls, and easy enough for you to just be able to move so far with people kind of pushing past you. Some guys are just, like, you get a bump, and some guy looks back at you. He's like, oh, sorry, and then continues to move forward. But as you continue to just get to from this side of the opera house to maybe the adjacent side, so you can kind of get through the hallways and maneuver towards the front. Eventually, you hear a voice behind you that causes you to stop, and it's like, "Oi! What are you doing with that crook? You're not supposed to be going that way. You're supposed to be going the other way. We need all the horse heads on the left side of the stage.
Well, that's what I was saying, but I found it on the other side. I thought I was just trying to return it. Here, you can take it.
He walks up. You'll see this half elven individual in stage blacks, and even has this kind of like half mask that goes on his face that's like crumpled over here. He looks exhausted. So you can see just that 5 o'clock shadow, the bags under the eyes. Someone has definitely been here overnight in preparation of all of this. And he grabs it and he looks at you for a second and he says, Are you work in the back?
No, I'm day playing. We're not even supposed to be really at this part. I'm trying to get to the front of the house, but I found the horse, so I figured I'd, help you do your job and then go fuck off to mine.
All right. What's your name?
Oh, Charles. Nice to meet you.
Charles. Eddie. Nice to meet you. Sorry, it's a man house today. If you're day playing, God, of all days to day play.
Well, happy to be here. You look rough. How are you doing?
Listen, last night we had a scaffolding break, which ended up us fixing part of the set all throughout the night. It's been one of the most unluckiest sets I've ever been on. And I've been doing this for a while, I've been doing this for like almost 20 years, and I've seen it all. But the level of just this devastation and destruction in this play's path, I don't even know if we're gonna make it through opening night this rate.
Oh, well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Hey, good luck.
Sure.
Break a leg.
Are you working? You said you work in the front of the house?
Yeah, I'm on my way to the front.
Okay. Check in with Adriana. She's supposed to be running the front of the house if you're looking for the person you're supposed to be in contact with.
That's who I was looking for. I knew it was an A, but Adriana, perfect.
All right, Charles. Well, yeah, you break a leg as well. Thank you for finding this.
Of course.
And he like turns around and he's like, Oscar, all of the horse heads need to be on the west side of the, he just starts walking away from you. And that you can finally take that exhale that you've been kind of holding in.
Can I like slip into, find a moving costume cart and almost like step into it and come out in a different outfit?
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great.
I love that so much. Yeah, you start walking stride with the costume cart, and then there's just like this adjustment to another corridor, and you just come out of that costume cart, just like one wash, seamless movement. What did you change into? What did you find?
A full tuxedo. I mean, like 3-piece with the tails on it. Like they move their sunglasses up, and they are looking now. At first they were moving so quietly. They are now being loud, boisterous. This is a rich person who got lost at the opera, who is trying to find the restroom from the costume cart, moving their way towards the front of the house.
Hell yeah, beautiful and seam. Excellent. You tug on the thing. Surprisingly, managed to find something that was just your size. It couldn't do it better. Easy enough. And with that, you can again, with all the commotion going on, even with your newfound getup, you are able to just kind of finally find that door that would be the corridors that start pushing you to the front of house. Excellent. I think here I would like you to do your first challenge. You've been successful in infiltrating because it's easy to go from the outside in, right? But now you're about to hit the full situation where where busy hands aren't going to be so perceptive. You're going to be amongst the wealth of myth, and you need to bring a different level of A game to that. But we need to do that as stealthy as possible. You need to be as invisible. So with that, let's build a dice pool to kind of mark how you moving to the front lobby area treats you, if you can maintain your disguises that you've set up for yourself. So is there any reputations you would like to invoke for this challenge?
I think yes. If I can, I want to use the emotional reputation to look just offended that this whole entire thing isn't catering to them. Mm-hmm. Just very, that's kind of what you hear as they're walking through the hallway. And if I can, you know what? No, I'll save it. I think that's it.
No equipment or anything like that?
I have a name of power that I want to use if I can.
Absolutely. I mean, go hard or go home, especially in these instances. And just so you know, reputation, once invoked, cannot be re-invoked until the showdown is complete. So you will be expending this resource for yourself for this instance. But what power word would you like to add to that?
Eyes. I want everyone, until they enter the lobby, that is when I want them to be perceived.
I see. Okay. Excellent. So power words to keep yourself concealed until the right advantageous moment. All right, that's 2. I will say that it will be 2d6 added to your dice pool. I am not going to take anything away because this is definitely within your wheelhouse. It's just more of making sure that there are no outerlying factors that we haven't considered in our disguise here. So roll me those 2d6, and let's see what happens.
Okay, I got a 6 and a 3.
6 and a 3, so we'll take that 6. 6 is a success. You know, as a Shadowjack, a spy in general, that sometimes being concealed and hidden is a good thing, where no eyes are on you. But sometimes one must put on a little show, a little razzle-dazzle to kind of do that, because sometimes being boisterous and loud might be the thing that keeps as many eyes off of us, or off of your true self when you need to shift your character. So describe that to me. You're gonna have a little bit of time in this hallway by yourself for like a couple of seconds before you before you find that door that will push you into the grand lobby of the Lumia. So what does this look like?
They coming straight from the costume cart into the front of the house. They are, slowly building up this like, and then they pass. There's a part in a theater where you can see all the people that have donated to the theater, and they're all in different ranks depending on the culture of the town that it's in. And they see like a certain like platinum membership, and they see fellows as one of the last names in the platinum membership. So they see that, burst through the door and go, I've been looking for the place where the fellows are supposed to sit. Now we've paid for several seats in this theater, and we have been long-term members, basically since as long as this place has been built, and it is insane that no one can tell me where to go. The show starts soon. Hello, and it gets louder and louder.
This very panicked usher, dressed in this like red kind of tailored little suit, got a little hat on. He sees your disgruntledness, immediately rushes up to you, and he says, "Hello, sir, hi, I'm
yes.
Sorry. Yes, what can I help you with?" I could absolutely.
Trying to find the fellows family, the people with their name on the wall. I'm trying to find out where they get to sit in this place. Would you be able to help me, please?
Yes, of course. He's thinking hard and fast. You can see the sweat building because he doesn't remember the fellows offhand, but he's like, I can absolutely help you, sir. Of course.
A balcony of some kind, probably?
Yes, probably, yes, there would be a balcony for you. He like catches himself before he says probably, because he knows that's probably a bad idea. But he says, he looks looking for a reassuring gaze. He's like, let me take you up to the second floor where all of our boots are. We should be able to find exactly where you're supposed to be.
Thank you.
Of course.
Lead the way.
You see this very nervous usher start leading you up the stairs, and in this space here, it is a grand entranceway. You'll see this beautiful chandelier just hanging on this beautiful rotunda that frames it, that has a variety of images that kind of relish in the creation of myth. Everything from great dragons that kind of border around it, that all kind of move to these two suns that you would see at the not two suns, two moons that you would see at the top, homage to Ezra and Constance, the moons that watch over us, and fine hard wood that's stained dark, beautiful velvet red lining on the staircases and stuff. Lights are kind of dimmed a little bit lower than you would normally expect, probably just because of the nature of whatever of this opening night for the witches of Tread, and the slowly moving of folks to their places. But you weave through the crowds, you begin to rise up onto those stairs until you get to the second thing. You'll see the usher clocks an individual who's dressed in a black dress that has kind of a high neck. They seem to be holding papers in their hands, probably somebody who is handling logistics here. And this guy just kind of takes a couple of quick pace steps ahead of you as you're slowly rising to it, and then he goes and looks at this individual, leans in and over, and like whispers something to them. And then you'll see this individual turn around. They have broad shoulders, this nice beard that has what probably has nice oil into it, because it just falls ever so nicely, like a nice little curl at the end of it. He's got this very flashy, almost glittery like makeup that kind of just streaks across his eyes. What looks to be thick curly hair that's just put it up into a nice slick back bun, and they look over at you as you get to those last couple of steps on the up, and they say, "Hello, you are here for the fellows?"
Yes, a part of the fellows family.
Interesting. We had already seated a couple of the members of the fellow. They did not mention that you others would be joining.
You know, this always happens. I can't believe it happened again. You know what? I'll deal with it. It'll be something between me and the review that I'm writing about the show. So you just go ahead and keep your numbers, and I'll. You know what? It won't be the last time you see me. How about that? And then I start backing up to leave.
Oh well, no. I imagine there must be some type of miscommunication. I'm sure of it. Let's see. But we should not deprive you of an opportunity to see the show tonight. I imagine we can find something for an accommodation for you if you do not wish to sit with the booth you intended to.
Listen, I am incredibly flexible, incredibly generous. If I don't sit with the fellows, even though that's exactly what I came here to do today, perhaps there is an isolated seat somewhere else that I can sit that's separate from everyone and lets you see the entirety of the theater and the stage a little bit. Maybe?
Why don't, if you do not mind, why don't I take you exactly somewhere that I think will fit your needs. If you do not mind, you joining me in my booth.
Oh, of course. That sounds perfect.
Why don't I accompany you there now? He looks to the usher, and the usher just like, right, and leaves. They extend a hand to you for you to take. What's your name, if I might ask, as they start moving you down this hallway towards a booth?
Yes, of course. My name is Anthony. Anthony Fellows.
Anthony Fellows. Strong name, Anthony. Welcome in this evening. My name is Nai. Nai. Yes. I am facilitating opening night tonight for the Opera House. Apologies, it is always hectic on the opening night, so I appreciate the grace and the willingness to flow through things.
Of course. It's important to keep an open mind. You never know what might happen, right?
Oh, absolutely. The night can be full of surprises, especially if you're dabbling in the Witches of Dread, if you've heard a bit about it.
I actually haven't. I would love to hear your version of the show. It might actually help with the article.
Well, it is a newly written play. Truth be told, the director of this ensemble has found a new muse and a tale weaver. They found in the Blue District, but apparently not a bad storyteller. Recreating one of our oldest stories about the witches of the Barren Waste and their plans to summon a great monster to destroy their enemies.
Interesting. That's a story for the times, isn't it? I mean, it's a little tense already. We want to invoke the wrath of a big ancient creature on the people, or on the people in power. Important to ask.
On the people. I don't want to spoil it, but it is supposed to be a tale of heroics. One who meets such trials head on, and the choices that are made to save such people.
Interesting. Well, I guess there's only one way to find out if it's worth watching. Are you going to join me in the booth through the entire show, Nye?
I will be there for the most part, at least in the opening. I might have to step away if something goes awry, but once the show starts, I'll be able to sit with you.
Excellent. In case I have any other questions.
Of course. They will lead you eventually to a door that, and when opened, would lead to this beautiful balcony booth that is on the right side of the theater, but a nice vantage point in which you can see both the audience right at the front of the stage, as well as just a nice view of the stage as a whole. It is empty, with the exception of you two, who have now just filled the space here.
If I can, I want to take the time to see. I mean, clearly we have a good view of the stage. I want to see who else I can see in the house. Like, who else is at the same level as this little box seat, and who else might be sitting in the front row.
Excellent. you take a nice look around, gauging your positioning, and the first thing I think before you even start getting into people is checking your exits, looking at where things are on each floor, and making sure that you have the ability to step away if something happens. I will say that there are several people amongst the members here of court. Let's see. One, you are going to see in what looks to be a balcony, not on your floor level, but the floor level down. But it's at the center of the stage, which definitely seems to be reserved for members of court. But you will see sitting there Queen Isolde. Queen Isolde and Prince Rubain, who are there with members of the Errant Order. They have come to watch opening night. King Malavan is not in attendance, just the Queen. You will see what looks to be members of the Mystic Order as well. One being the Stargazer, as well in attendance. You will also see in the front row an individual who is, for all intents and purposes, a tail weaver. But her name is Korith. She's the city gossip, runs the rumor mill in the city. And while you know that she comes from humbler roots, she, like you, knows how to also work their way into all upper crust. And while people may or may not know it, she rides rank and class with reckless abandon. And it seems like maybe you're not here to write an article about this show, but she is definitely here for that.
Yes.
I think the most, outside of members of court that are also taking those boots, also sitting in the front here, that you have clocked for your time in court, I think the most notable individual is a member of court that you're actually kind of surprised that he is there. His name is Lord Thule. The only reason why it susses out to you is that through just casual conversations with errants within the last weeks or so, Lord Thule was essentially mocked at court. And was driven out as rumors of disloyalty had reached King Malavan's ear. And the relationship between House Tully and King Malavan had been straining over decades, and has now come to a head. And he's, from what you understand, Tully has been sent away from court. In that instance, a really big thing for him to be showing his face in public right now is weird. A little odd.
Very weird. Now, okay, one more question about the court setup is, so he's there. It's weird that he's there. Does it look like he's sitting where the court is sitting, or is he just also in attendance among the people that could get those tickets.
He's in a balcony booth that would be for one of his affluent station, but he is definitely not sitting amongst the members of court.
And about how far away is he from me?
He is... You are like on the highest floor of the balconies. He is 2 floors down. Same side. You catch him because you like leaned over just far enough before you get to like the edge of the stage where balconies start to become not a good seating, and then you catch him.
Oh. Can I call for that that same terrified little usher from before?
You can definitely go seek him out. He went downstairs, so he got sent away. So you can go either search for him, but you might be able to find another usher just tending to these balcony floors up here. We're just looking for somebody to reach.
Yeah, I'll just find an usher.
Okay. Yeah.
Does this seem like the kind of thing where people would have food there, like drinks?
Yeah, you would have noticed on the walk in that there were like drink carts sitting at occasional doors and stuff like that. So there definitely is some type of food and drink service for those who are on the balconies. It doesn't seem like it's for those who are on the main floor, but up here. So yeah.
Okay, then. What did I say my name was? Anthony Fellows. He's gonna take, he's gonna get the attention of an usher, and can you, I don't want to bother Naya because she's busy, just sort of leaning very away from her ear. There was a request to deliver a drink to Lord Tooley on the house, from the house, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh,
And then I like tip him. I'm gonna give him a little something. It would be great if you could do it quickly before the show starts.
Sure, certainly. Certainly, sir. I can just make sure that is, especially if that is what Nye asked. Give me a moment. I will tend to that immediately. And they will step away to go to go send that drink on the behalf of the house.
Good. Now, okay. Do I feel like the show is about to start very soon?
Yeah. We're in the last, like, people are filling those seats. It's loud mainly because all the crowds have congregated in one contained place now. So you're just waiting for the actually you'll see the flashing of lights. It dim. People are slowly starting to get those. Oh, I gotta get to the seat. So yeah, moments before the show starts.
Excellent. Once I see that drink start to land with Lord Tooley, I will intentionally, right when I can tell that Nye is locking in for the show, I will turn and put a hand on her hand and say, I just want to thank you so much for giving me these seats. I know that you are trying to pay attention to the show as it starts because it's very critical. This could really be like make or break for you, but I really appreciate your hard work. I'm just distracting and trying to look at the papers that she's looking at. Is it just like cues, regular like people in charge papers, or anything nefarious?
With you kind of talking and kind of like smoothing things over as you're kind of talking, the stack that she has with the little tabs kind of on the side suggests that probably has the information or at least notes of like cues and stuff like that, but the front page, the one thing you can truly see is a seating chart.
Yes.
Nye seems to be predominantly responsible for making sure the right people are seated where they're supposed to be, and that kind of front of house logistics.
Perfect.
But
I think I'm content now that I know that that's there. I've got something moving. I'm ready for the show.
Oh yeah. The lights begin to dim as hush falls in the theater here. and you'll see a singular light kind of slowly illuminate on the stage, where you'll see this woman dressed in these very flowing robes begin to kind of run across the stage left and right, leaving these trails of silk all around. You'll see the slowly pushing of like forest trees that seem to cast these hard shadows over her. She kind of like moves to the left, then moves to the right. The trees close in, and she kind of like does that little move where she's just like shielding herself from all of that, the sensation of fear, and then the stopping, and then she like looks up, and then she begins to just sing, and this is beautiful operatic song spoken in old elven language, and you just she just kind of begins, and you just see Nye sitting next to you, just so like tense in the shoulders, like leaning on the edge of their seat, not because they're engaged with it, but because they're just like, this is the moment. If we can't get past here, done. And all of all of that all theater managers hold their breath towards. You just see that in Nye. You can definitely look over the edge here at the rest of everything going on, like looking at each and every booth, and you'll see engaged faces, bored faces. Some people don't come to the opera for that. Folks who are just chatting in booths as things are going on, and then you can look down at Tully, and Tully is still alone, nursing a drink that was given to him. But so far, he has not done anything suspicious, just enjoying the show like you. And once they get past the first opening scene, Nye does relax a little bit. You do see them kind of flicking through their pages and their stuff, but then eventually closes it. You'll see an occasional glance over to you and a smile. And the show continues in through the first act. Are we sitting here as the first act continues? We looking to maneuver elsewhere? What's the plot? How long do we wait? How long does one wait before they start to take action?
I wait until the first act is nearly done, right where people that are smart get up to go to the restroom. That is when they get up and move. Behind the like curtain that separates the balcony, they start moving their way towards Lord Tully's level.
We're gonna invoke another challenge here, one of stealth, because one, you have to leave this space without tipping off Nye. And you also have to, now that people are where they're supposed to be, your presence moving through the corridors is a little bit more noticeable. So with that, let's build the pool. Any equipment, any reputations, anything of that nature we're hoping to add to this?
I don't think I have a lot of weird tools.
Sure.
So I think I'm going to use. I think they're going to use the empty glass that they have from their own drink. And I think they're going to. Oh man, how do I cause a mess without causing a mess? I don't know what to do. I'm so sorry, Nye. I'm going to knock my drink over on Nye's people. R.I.P.
Okay, so that's the general action. So is that, I know that's what you're hoping to do, and we can absolutely word that, but is that anything in terms of equipment or your power words or something like that that contributes to add more dice to your pool?
I would say, but if I've used eyes, I don't think I can use eyes again in this pool. Is that right?
I believe that's one of your
power words.
I think think you have the ability to use your power words again. It's your reputation that is your biggest hindrance. So I'll say that you can use eyes one more time here in the situation. Which will add
then I
to...
will use eyes for sure.
Okay. This is going to be challenging to you, given the stakes of potentially causing a scene or getting caught. So this is only going to be a 2d6 roll instead of a 3. So only 2d6. Let's see what happens.
That's okay. Another 3 and a 6.
Wow, hell yeah. And before I forget, the challenge you did prior to this one and the challenge you're going to get now are going to give you showdown tokens, which is going to help you in the end, which is where we're pushing towards now. With a 6, you definitely spill your drink on Nye, which she almost gets up immediately. And if she didn't catch herself, she would have been loud, but then she realized it, and she's like, and you can see the attempt to not be frustration there on her dress, and she's like the papers. She's just and you're probably placating and trying to like, let me, and it gets to a point where she kind of like quietly slaps her hands. Okay. And with those hand gestures of like, please stop, it's okay. She's gonna get up and she's gonna leave. With her soggy paperwork on the dress. That's the biggest thing. She may never forgive you for that. But no time for that. But seeing cause at least Nye out of the way, and you give it the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's move. And you go out. And you head in the opposite direction. Nye is probably heading towards like the lobby area, but you can definitely go down this corridor. There's going to be a secondary stairwell, probably for staff. So you're moving down that way. You find that service door that leads to an inner stairwell, where you can start moving down that. No staff currently in there, so you're just keeping quiet steps and keeping moving, keeping that confidence just in case somebody does pop up, because you do see as once you hit like where a floor would be, and kind of turn around the stairwell, you'll see like doors and stuff like that. Easy for somebody to just pop up unannounced if you're not following the flow. But you're able to eventually get to that next floor, and then one more set down until you get to the floor where you believe Tully is at. And luckily, fortunately enough, in the positioning to everything, the moment you open up into that service door, onto the stretch of hallway here, and the doors lining for each individual booth, you know that Tully is more closer to the service entrance than they are to the lobby. So it's only 2 doors down from where you enter here. And by when you take that, you pass the first door and then slow down to the second door. You're right outside where you need to be.
Excellent. I would like to be in that box without Thule knowing that I'm there.
Okay.
So if there's a way to wait for a particularly like high audience response moment, or like something very loud and distracting to where I can just sort of phase in.
I love that. Yeah. You cast your ears out down the hallway, down here. You can hear the muffledness of the play proceeding, right? You can hear choruses of people. When you kind of left, they were getting into this kind of almost like ensemble sequence. So, any ensemble sequence is going to end at some point, and that's when the audience is going to like throw in their first hurrahs here. It's just leaning up against the wall here, listening closely, bobbing your head to the sound that you can, and then finally you hear it, the sound of crowd and elation going, hand clapping. And as loud as it is out here where you're at, you know that once you open that door, it's going to probably be very quite loud on the inside. Perfect timing for you to just quickly open the door and close it right behind you. And by the time you close behind you and turn around and get your space, Tully has not noticed that anybody is here, and the sound has eventually tapered into silence.
If I can, I kind of just want to stay there and see if I can, I want to check out what they have, if there's anyone else in the booth talking, what they're paying attention to. I just want to check in, and if, just stay fly on the wall.
Okay. Absolutely. You can definitely do that. There's enough space in this booth that you can kind of tuck away into this small little corner here. There's some curtains that kind of frame the booth that you can kind of slide just a little bit over, just to that way, on the cursory look over there, that unless somebody looks back, you can at least pass. I think with that, we're going to get into our showdown. Because things are going to happen. You're going to have to get this information, and you're going to leave.
Yes.
So with a showdown, a showdown is our climactic end game, right? This is what you've been working towards. This is what you need, and it will come at a cost. I have a threat level in mind that has either ticked up or ticked down based on your successes here, and how the story progresses. I'm going to minus your showdown tokens, the 2 that you earned for this, to the threat, so that you have a greater odds to be successful. So we need to, before we do that, we need to talk about the cost. The cost is something you and I are going to determine now, of what might potentially happen if you fail these rolls. So, I think ultimately the cost here is not returning information back, critical information back to the city, and also being recognized by potential enemies of myth. Which could affect your Shadowjack reputations, given that you are a spy. Who works with a spy that gets caught? Very few people do. I think that's ultimately cost, not being able to get the critical information needed, and a stain to your reputation if you are to fail here. Hell yeah.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So with that, you are going to... I will give you an additional bonus from this cost because of your successes here. You've been a good spy. And that will help you. So I'm going to give you a +1 to your D6 roll that you are going to roll here. The goal again is to get a 6, or the goal is to beat my threshold. So I'm gonna have you roll a D6. And then I'm going to have you add a plus. Actually, no, not a plus one. It's 2d6. I'm going to have you roll 2d6. And we'll take the total for it.
Okay.
Draw.
It's a 3.
3 for both dice there?
Yeah. I don't think there's anything I can do at this point, is there?
Unfortunately.
Here we go.
We cannot. We know what the cost is. And we will determine that cost here. You are able to stay in the shadows, no problem. You are a Shadowjack after all. Clinging to shadows is your speciality. Tully was here alone when you arrived and tucked herself away. And you were just kind of waiting for the next maybe loud moment or anything like that. But Tully has been alone, and there's no additions here that give way to him setting up for something bigger. Just this old man of 50 with a scornful look on his face, nursing a drink, probably because he can't afford to grab another one, or chooses not to, and just stares at the stage ahead. And then...
if he's nursing a drink, can I request that the drink that I ordered for him serves as a distraction?
Okay.
If not, that's totally fine.
You can serve it. It can serve as a distraction for sure to set up how this ultimately looks like. You will still suffer costs in the end. But tell me what the distraction is here to frame it as we continue to lay down the lines here.
Okay, I think that's them staying like against the wall in the shadows the entire time. And that feeling that is, it doesn't matter how good of a spy you are, people can feel when they're being watched. And right as they start to like turn a little bit, that is when the usher comes in with the drink. And for that is not the moment that gets them. But then, something else happens.
Yeah, you catch yourself again. There's a second worry that when the usher pulls in, Tully grabs a drink, shoos the person away, doesn't even tip him. What an asshole. But give it a couple more minutes as you settle yourself down once again. But somebody eventually enters here, which you feel, given the changing of the music here to something a little bit more dramatic, that we're in the last thralls before intermission. Definitely the time to make moves. But as that foreboding music settles in here, somebody opens the door. She's dressed in a beautiful red dress. Her hair is done up and high. She has these beautiful green eyes that are framed by this very dark eyeshadowed makeup. Alluring is the first thing that comes to mind. She is somebody who draws attention to herself immediately, and yet you don't know her name. She is not a member of court. She's not somebody you have seen in the city before, and definitely not amongst the affluent people that you rub elbows with in your ultimate game. This is a stranger to you, and yet you can remember her face. And you are going to remember her face as she sits down. The music swells to a point that when she leans in to whisper to Tully, you cannot hear what is being said. But you do see her lift an envelope and gently slide it right into Tully's lap, almost indecently, in the way that she places it in his lap, and you can see his jowl tighten, and he stiffen up in the way that she just places it square at the center of his lap.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, though, when she does that, and you're just watching this whole scene, taking it in, trying to, now finding the target of what you need to do. This letter, right? This has to be the thing that was given to you in terms of task. This shady exchange. But as she holds her hand that lingers on this man's lap, you will realize that something uncoils itself from around her neck and wraps itself around her arm. It's a serpent, a white serpent, with red eyes, and the tongue flicks, but you see it look at you. It's staring at you as if out of anybody in this room, it sees who's lurking in the shadows. And there's a moment where you swear those reddish eyes on the serpent glint and sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this immediate head raise from her and a snap of her head in your direction as you make eye contact with this woman, and she stands up abruptly, which causes Tully also to get up abruptly in the suddenness, and he looks over at, they both look over at you.
Immediately turn around. Yeah, there's not much to do. We're turning and running.
Yeah. You sprint, not even giving them the opportunity to speak anything to you. You run. And as you do, outside, you like push up against the wall, and before the door closes, you just hear Tully yell, "Guards!" And you start sprinting and running. And because, again, the hallways and corridors are more or less empty, so this sudden alarm here, while it gives you space to move through, it makes you just such a very visible target as you're now scrambling to get to I think you, in the panic, forget about the service entrance and start moving down the corridor that leads you to the the stairwells that will lead you to the lobby. And as you do that, you are passing by staff after staff after staff. You hit the lobby area, and that's where you will start to see guards and errants who are here to patrol this theater. Take stock and note. It is going to be a swift exchange of rushing around. Like you are at least skilled and nimble enough to maneuver out of here without being arrested. So you're not going to take any of that. Especially since this mission was given to you by the courts, and the court is you are still within the jurisdiction of the court. So even if you get caught, you're not gonna face jail or consequence. Well, you're gonna face consequences. You're not, but you're definitely going to, with every passing of guard, every maneuvering away from individuals, every time somebody looks at you, they are realizing who you are. And that just shatters the illusion of your discretion. And this will definitely be taken back to court. And no matter what you do, court is going to know about your failure here. And you run back the same way, down that corridor, through the back area, back into that side alley, and into the streets of Myth. You don't stop running until you leave the ascension of higher ground and move back into the belly where you know the errants won't go. And until you get into an alley, your lungs just full of fire as you breathe in and out and in and out until you finally stead yourself. And you just, that sinking feeling falls in right after it. You're not as sneaky as you thought. And more importantly, whoever that woman was with the white serpent got the better of you.
Okay. I'm fully, at least, not being chased anymore.
Yes.
Okay. Then they...
At the very least, you're safe.
Immediately step... They do one more costume change, but it's, of course, not as quick. They, take off their tux and everything. Remove the one contact in their eye. Put a scarf around their head to cover their ears. Again, this happens a lot, unfortunately. And start for the Blue District as casually as they can and dump the clothes.
Beautiful. You dump those clothes in a receptacle as you enter into the Blue District, maybe wiping the sweat off the back of your neck, taking that deep breath, and you just keep moving. And as you keep moving, eventually we taper away from this scene. The next time we find ourselves here in this story, it's raining. There is a procession here in the city of Myth. It's raining because a king has died. Weeks far after the opening of the Witches of Dread, when King Malavan was told that the cannibal saint had come to slay those within the city, and he took up arms and rode out with knights of the errant order to face him in battle. And despite his best efforts, and despite his success, it came, like you, at a cost. And the cost was a life, the life of a king. This procession is is followed by people, those who come from the belly of Myth, come from the midlands and eventually to the highest point in which the main castle sits and looms here, where the statues of fallen knights holding shield and sword looks onward, saturated and dripped by rain. You move through this crowd, and you are stealthy enough to be able to move past this procession, find your way into the inner walls of the kingdom, down the hallways in which this procession continues until it arrives at this great hall in which many stand here, both errant knights, members of court, and those who could trickle and fill in, rest, where eventually this casket is placed at the center, in which all can see the resting place of Malavan. To the side, you will see the queen and the prince, soon to become king of Myth, Rubain, standing there in funeral attire, being consoled in this grief, and the errants standing around. You will hear then the words of godsmen who speak comfort, channeling the words of their gods. And just the heavy pattering of rain as you find just a small corner in the back of this place to watch on, to be a witness to the final resting of such a king. And as those godsmen speak, and as this funeral procession continue, you will eventually, something will perk your attention, especially since you are in the back of this room. You will hear what seems to be commotion on the outside of these doors. You can even hear the song and ringing of blade. And when you pick, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I'm moving towards the sound of fighting for sure.
Beautiful. You move through the crowds here, and you're slowed by the masses who you kind of have to bump and slide over. You're trying to get to the main door, one of the main doors here, in which people have flowed in here. But you are stopped. You are stopped because I am here, and I have arrived. And there is no time for you to step outside this door, because the doors will be opened before you can. When the door opens, proceeding before I are the men of carcass, men of iron, men of rust, men of salt. And when they enter in here, the room falls quiet. The words of God's men fall silent. And you don't even hear the sound of rain anymore. It's as if the world quieted itself as these men with blades at their hip move forward. And I enter into this room. I am a foreboding bird. And in the silence, you will hear nothing more than the sound of my talon feet clacking against the marble floors, and it echoes and diffuses in this space. My head is held high. My eyes see all around me through all here. I see the beginnings, I have seen the endings, and I have come to tell you what I see now. There are feathers that line my neck and around my face, and singes around my eyes, in which prophecy comes and are told by me. I have a name. I am the Oracle of Carcass. I am a prophet of words. What I speak becomes so. And as I continue to proceed down this corridor, this aisle, I am met by the errant knights, who fill into the aisle, who are hands rested upon sword. You will see one dressed in red, an orc, who is the first to confront such an individual. And when they stop me, I will speak. Errant knights of myth, where is your honor? Do you dare to stand before me and deny me the right to prophecy? You will hear the errant knight speak something, but you are too far away and the world is still silent that you do not hear what they speak to you. But you can see the nervousness in the exchange. You will see head move towards the queen, whose word here holds equal weight to mine. And she will allow me to speak. Because at the end of the day, there is nothing more than what I have to say. And when I get this blessing, I will scan the room here. I will look at faces of the people of myth here. And you will watch as eyes begin to glow. And you will see fire from my eyes as prophecy will be spoken.
I saw the sky when it turned to bone. I saw the king who died alone. I saw the bloom where no roots grow. I know the name no one knows. Crowns of ash and thrones of grief, a boy shall rise in halls of speech. The last of the line, last of the line. The thread is drawn, the hand is mine. 6 will stir, 6 will stray, 1 will feed and 1 will flay, 1 will burn and 1 will break, and 1 will fly, 1 will wake. Doom walks slow and doom walks wide, none know which but all must ride. In 3 years' turn, the first shall fall, the clock begins, the bells won't call. The knights shall stay, the knights shall die. The rest shall flee, the rest shall cry. As long as I burn, the path is drawn, and silence waits where prophets are gone. What blooms in quiet still may end, but only when no voice bends. These are the words that have been spoken. These are the words of doom.
You hear these words, they echo all around you. They fill your mind and they rattle your soul, and you just feel the weight of prophecy. You know that once an oracle speaks, it will be so. And as that all stirs in your heart, as you can feel thousands of hearts skip at the mention of this, I just need to know, what do you think? What do you think about the doom?
That this is so up to interpretation that the only thing we need to do is influence how this gets heard. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter that she said it. It doesn't matter that the king or the queen heard it. It matters what we tell the people from literally this second on. And I don't believe a fucking word.
And as the words taper, and there's nothing left to be said, and you may deny this moment, and you may deny what I have to say, but give it 3 years' time. And with that, we will end our story here today.
God damn it.